Good morning. Chaplain's devotion for Wednesday, October the 7th. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through it. A man was there named Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was rich. He was trying to see who Jesus was, but on account of the crowd, he could not, because he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree to see him, because he was going to pass that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for I must stay at your house today." So he hurried down and was happy to welcome him. Luke 19:1-6. The crowd was not so happy about this. They grumbled. They were envious of the undeserving, greedy man and indignant. Of all the people in the crowd that Jesus could have chosen to eat with, this was the one he chose. He was a sinner, for heaven's sakes. Zacchaeus wanted to see who Jesus was. Was he curious to see the latest celebrity? What did he know about Jesus? That he was a healer? Was there a part of him that wanted to turn from his selfish, cheating ways, where he collected not only the people's taxes, but a little more for his own pockets? Our motives are usually mixed. His were probably also. What we do know was that he was so determined to see Jesus, he cast aside his dignity, scrambled up a sycamore tree, and peered down from its limbs. Jesus noted this hated man, and Jesus knew something about him. He knew his heart was twisted with piggishness. Jesus also knew that this lost man was presently whom he was called to save, precisely who he was called to save, and that Zacchaeus was seeking something beyond himself. When Jesus invited himself to his home, we are told that he was happy to welcome him. Not just happy that he was coming, happy to welcome him. This was a transformative moment for him. For when Jesus entered his home, Zacchaeus, undoubtedly humbled by Jesus, would choose him, immediately told him he could give half of his possessions to the poor and pay back all the money he defrauded 4 times as much. Who are we in this story? Are we the crowd that grumbled that Jesus would choose to eat with a sinner? Are we an indifferent bystander looking on but not caring about whom Jesus eats? Or are we Zacchaeus, a sinner who is transformed by Jesus' mercy? No doubt most of us have been like the crowd or the bystander at some point. But once we have acknowledged that we are like Zacchaeus, ones who have at some time been lost in our own self-centered ways, once we have acknowledged this, then we can no longer be like the crowd or the bystander, because our hearts have been transformed by the deepest mercy. Then our only response can be like Zacchaeus' gratitude that leads to turning from our ways and seeking to restore our relationship with those whom we have harmed. Daily prayer. Merciful God, it is in you that we live and move and have our being. We thank you for your abundance grace that frees us from our sin to be who we are called to be. Amen.